This is the Birdettic art of telling stories, and was a man round the turn of the last century by the name of Robert Service. He wrote a lot of stuff, but the two greatest ones that he wrote was the Cremation of McGee, and I just can't think of the other one, but they were noted and they were done all over the world. And here it is, the Cremation of McGee. There are strange things done by the midnight sun for the men that mile for gold, and the Arctic trails could tell great tales that would make our blood run cold. The Northern Lights, they have seen great sights, but the greatest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake the Barge. I cremated Sam McGee. Well, Sam McGee came from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and grows, though he left his home in the south to roam. From the pole, God only knows. He was always cold for the land of gold, which held him like a spell, and he'd often say in his homely way, I'd rather live in hell. Well, on a Christmas day we were mushing away up the Dawson Trail. Talk of the cold at the parkside fold, sure it stung like a driven nail. If your eyes to close, your lashes froze. Sometimes you could not see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe. And he turned to me and he says, Pat, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. But if I do, I'm asking you to grant me one last request. Well, a friend's last need is a thing to heed, and I swore I wouldn't fail, and I started out at the crack of dawn. Oh God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched in the sleigh and he raved all day of a home in Tennessee. Before nightfall, cursed I was all. I was left of Sam McGee. Well, I was sick with dread in the land of the dead, and I hurried half-mad ridden with a corpse half-hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. He was crouched in the sleigh and he seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brain, and your promise through, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Well, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own sudden code. In the days to come, though my lips were numb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the lone, lone night by the lone firelight, and the huskies round in a ring called out their woes to the homeless those. Oh God, how I cursed that thing. And every day that heavy clay seemed heavier and heavier grew, though on I went, though the dogs were spent, and the grub was run low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, and I swore I wouldn't give in, and I'd often sing to that hateful thing, and it hadn't with a grin. Till I came to the marge, Lake the Barge, a derelict there did lay. It was jammed in the ice, and I saw it twice. Called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought of it, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, says I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Them boards I tore from that cabin floor, and I lit the pilot fire. Some coal I found that was laying around, and I piled the fuel higher. The flames that soared and the furnace roared, such a fire you seldom see. And I bored a hole in the burning coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Well, I took a hike. What I didn't like but to hear him sizzle so, and the huskies howled, and the winds that scowled, and the wind blew icy cold. The hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and the wrinkly cloak went streaking through the sky. Well, I don't know how long in the snow I writtled with wistful fear, but the stars came out and they danced about. Ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll take a peek inside. I guess he's cooped. 'Tis time I looked, and the door I opened wide. Well, there sat Sam, looking pale and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. He wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, Please shut the door. 'Tis grand in here, but I greatly fear you let in this cold and storm. Since I left Plum Key, down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm.